Welcome into the ASUG News Studio. My name is Tom Whalegum, and we are broadcasting live from Sapphire now and ASUG Annual Conference 2015. Well, I'm pretty ecstatic to have my good friend Sven Denecken back in the studio for
Hi,
his
Tom.
30th appearance, even though we've been doing this 5 years.
Of.
Every year you come in and we ask you the tough questions and you give us the great answers. So Sven, welcome back.
Looking forward to it. Thanks for having me.
So Sven's got a new role, though he didn't stray too far from the ERP. He loves the good ECC story. So he is now Global Vice President of Strategy for S4 HANA. Interesting job, lots of travel, I'm sure, and getting out and talking to customers. So let's start first with Bill McDermott's keynote. What would you tell a customer should have been the one takeaway from Bill's message?
I think Bill did a perfect job to laying out what is happening in the marketplace, and it's all about the digital transformation. So every company understands that they reach out to their consumers, they need to change their business. And that transformation has to do with technology, but has much more to do is how can I get faster, how can I get more flexible? And that actually brings me to my current role, which is how can we flexibilize the core? How can we make the core digital?
And I think that's a great message, that core, digitizing, getting that out. I also heard the word roadmap quite a bit, and actually yesterday in our ASUG Executive Exchange, lots of need for roadmap. Is that something that you're working on, your group's working on? Like, we need to get customers so they can say, we're at point A, I'm buying into S4 HANA, tell me how to get there.
Yeah. So let's set strategy aside. It's really about talking with the customer, what is his current situation. And we don't want the customer to be forced to consume at the vendor pace. He needs to have his roadmap that fits to his business. Now, many customers realize they're in more than one business or their business is transforming, so they want to have that flexibility to start somewhere and really get the benefit fast. And of course, roadmaps do matter. I have a current situation, if stuff works, let's keep it, don't rip it out. It's like the discussion we had last year, the cloud. It is not everything going cloud, but apply cloud where it does make sense, and the same is with the core. You're going to change the core where you need it now.
Right, exactly. So when you're thinking of the, describing the S4 world, when you're going out and meeting customers, it seemed like there was a roadmap that was kind of the HANA roadmap, but now we've got the S4 roadmap in a sense too. Does the HANA, overall HANA messaging change because of S4 HANA, or is it different because we're just, okay, the BW on HANA, still a good starting point for customers, but still we want you to really kind of keep your eye on S4 and here's how to get there.
And you called it S4, right? Now the topic is, S4 is the next generation business suite which we completely architected on that in-memory platform. And of course it has to do with that platform, which is, by the way, much more than the database.
Sure.
It's that rich platform which on the one side creates the openness, on the other side lets us to do the things that we weren't able to do before. And that's why when we're going in there, this massive simplifications we're applying to the core, they are needed. You can't talk Internet of Things if you don't think end to end. It comes to that insight to action. And you know what? The action takes place in the core.
Sure.
And that's why S4, to re-architect that for HANA, was at hand. Now the beauty is, we're liberating a lot of barriers that we had in the past. And this is why we're using the latest and greatest technology. So customers get that, customers do understand that, but to your earlier point, they now want the roadmap to go there, and we are delivering it.
So this may be a little bit tactical, but I think it's something that came up when I talked to CIOs, our members, and they say, you know what, and actually people who have rolled out HANA and even some of the newer apps are like, it works. My challenge right now is, and this is tactical, but I got to get Enhancement Pack 7. I got to get there. I got to do the upgrades to get there. And then as one of our CIOs said yesterday, he said, the HANA part's the easy part. So is that a challenge? Do you see that as a challenge in how you get make sure those customers can get to Enhancement Pack 7 to get there? And then it seemed like the heavens kind of open a little bit for these people.
Well, here's the point. Of course, it is about a plan that you need to make. And I think with the example that Bill in the keynote put nicely out there with Under Armour and other customers like Disney, they understand that if they build their roadmap out, of course, the platform is the one thing, but the other one will be the business processes.
Yes.
But no one is redesigning a business process, even if he now has a flexible core, just to redesign it. They get pressure from the outside. They get pressure from everyone. So if you don't digitally transform, someone else will do it. That means they understand they need to do it. Now the question is at what pace and what sequence. And to your Enhancement Pack 7 topic, of course we have thousands of customers so very happy with the SAP Business Suite 7 and will get their enhancements there. If you move to the S4, which by the way, we have customers starting with finance and do that as the first stepping stone, You can do that in one stroke. So not only the tools, the one services that we have, the ideas about how does that apply to your business are important. It is coming down to the business value and the change, the flexibility of the business processes.
And that's a huge point to make. It is the business value because, as we see it seems like with each kind of iteration of the HANA story, and I rightly or wrongly consider S4 HANA the next iteration of this, it comes down to getting that tremendous business value. And you don't have that, it's going to be so much harder to get that buy-in. And but it's kind of there for the taking. That's my point of view on it, and customers just need to get there.
Yeah, and that's why we are here, that's why we're speaking about it, and thanks of course also for this opportunity. I think again, people need to simplify the way how they do business today to get flexible. They need to take the cash out of where to just focus on keeping the lights on really doing the transformation. Every CIO wants to be transformational. That's why we need to reduce that complexity. And the platform plays a big role in there. The solutions play a big role in there. How to get the cloud solutions closer, like with S4 completely built in on SuccessFactors for the HR function as a default. So those are topics where we're cleaning up also a little bit of our history, which was done due to the fact how we needed to build systems before. And some of that still works, but in the S4, of course, we can do completely new things.
It's a great way to leave it, just doing some completely new things, and we look forward to working with you with ASUG and getting that message out as well. So thanks for coming in.
Looking forward to coming back.
For more customer stories, more insight on SAP and S4 HANA, please go to asugnews.com.